Hello, everyone, and welcome to MeowMix, the Carolina Panthers podcast. My name is Steven,
My name is Jerry.
and we've got an emergency podcast here today, Jerry, because something big has happened.
Something huge happened. Something I was not expecting.
Fitterer be Fitterering,
Yeah.
right?
We need to come up with some sort of like nickname for Fitterer trades.
The Jaguars just got Fittered because we just took their number one draft pick in 2020, CJ Henderson, right off their hands. A guy that both you and I liked last year coming into the draft. Possibility at could be the seventh pick,
Yeah.
and this is a guy underperformed a little bit. We'll talk about it here in a minute. But the deal is Panthers send Dan Arnold, tight end, and a third round pick next year for CJ Henderson and a fifth round pick next year. Love it, right?
Yeah. Look, I was really looking forward to Dan Arnold in this offense. But that being said, you're getting a first round talent 1 year after like his second year.
Yeah.
Just for Dan Arnold,
second season. Yeah.
And drop it back a couple. Yes, you take that. Especially with the situation that happened with JC Horn. I'm not even thinking about just for this year. If they can mold him into something, I mean, JC Horn and CJ Henderson and then Dante Jackson. I mean, he has a contract coming up. Who knows what's going to happen with him?
Yeah, I mean, if Henderson plays really well, then Jackson maybe even becomes expendable, and you don't have to spend that big money. This works on a lot of different levels. I mean, now you've got Tommy Trimble is going to get a lot more action, right? He's, Matt Rule basically called him the Jeremy Chin of this year in a recent press conference. That means we're going to see a lot more from him. Right?
Yeah, and I think you and I both kind of said that after that Texans games where it seemed like, okay, Trimble's now making defenders tremble. Had to do it, sorry. But it seemed like they were going to start utilizing him a lot more, that his few touches jumped out at you. It wasn't like, I barely remember a catch this year from Dan Arnold. As much as he's looked decent, they weren't impactful plays, it didn't seem like. And it seems like Trimble has made two against the Texans. I mean,
big plays, and of course won a touchdown. But yeah, Dan Arnold, for all that we heard in the offseason about the Arnold to Arnold connection, 7 catches in the first 3 weeks here, and none of them have really been big. It doesn't look like Darnold is looking for Arnold that much, or was looking for Arnold that much. So yeah, I'm excited to get, Ian Thomas and Tommy Trimble out there and let them take those 7 catches, over the course of 3 weeks. Like, not going to impact our offense that much. No. It may improve our offense if you've got Trimble out there doing more things.
Yeah, and what you just said too, Ian Thomas seemed to be just as much as into this game or the offense as Arnold. So again, not that huge. But let's talk about CJ Henderson. Yeah. I mean, it was a top 10 pick last year, cornerback, very athletic. He does struggle in zone, so I think that keeps exactly what the Panthers are wanting to do.
Yeah, same thing that JC Horn, the knock on JC Horn, right? Same exact thing.
So it looks like they're going to keep that motto of letting their corners be on an island and sending Burns. And that was my big fear, because I mentioned earlier about Richard Sherman, and he's more of a zone type of corner, and they even reached out to him on Sunday, supposedly. But that was my big fear about going to Sherman, is we may have to tweak our defense a little bit, as he's not as good on man-to-man.
Right. No, I really like this. I mean, Henderson he's got good size. He's like 6'1", 205 or something, 220, something like that. He's fast. He runs a 4.3. I mean, he's, again, that lockdown man corner coming out of college. That was what he was projected to be. So very, very, very similar to JC Horn. Very similar.
Now, he did struggle last year a little bit, but he showed promise, and he struggled this year a little bit. It also seems that him and Urban Meyer just some reason did not gel. I was reading at once the news broke, I was trying to find why they were trying to trade him in the offseason too. And it was mostly because of he just wasn't really able to practice in training camp. He was on the COVID list. And then, he missed more times for personal reasons. And then they had a crowded depth chart. So, and the main thing I kept coming down to is this coaching staff just didn't seem to gel with him. And he missed time at the beginning. So I can't believe they gave up on him.
Right. I mean, this isn't a home run, no doubt, right?
Oh, no,
because this could, CJ Henderson, just like you mentioned, injury concerns. Missed 8 games last year, already missed 1 game this year, and actually missed the most recent game this year. So hoping that was more of we prefer to play our other guys than he was actually really hurt. But yeah, just, a defender in that Jags system the last couple of years was probably not going to succeed.
No.
They don't have a lot of talent there. The system was bad. Hard to say. Looking at last year, hard to say that he's a bust, right?
Oh, absolutely.
In fact, impossible to say that he's a bust because coming in here with our front 7, Dante Jackson on his other side, Jeremy Chin back there with him. I mean, there's so much talent now that he almost, if he's ever had the opportunity to succeed, is here.
Yeah. AJ Bouye, too. Let's not forget about him, who's supposed to be out there.
I was going to ask you about him. I mean, what do you think about him now? Is this move a reflection on how they feel about AJ Bouye?
I think that this is the team wanting to make sure we had depth. Let's be honest, AJ Bouye and Dante Jackson and Cornelder or Keith Taylor in the slot. I mean, it's not very depth. We'll put it that way. It's not very deep.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And there's some question marks with AJ Bouye. I mean, he was a healthy scratch last week. Let's no puns about it. I mean, why? He got training camp. He was out 2 weeks, so he missed 2 weeks of practice, but was in training camp. And then you don't even activate him. So it'll be interesting. I don't know if the coaching staff is really in love with him and want him to continue to start, but
I think we could probably scratch Richard Sherman off of our wish list now, right? I don't think that's not a requirement anymore. I was looking at the salaries. Doesn't look like the Panthers really save any money here or spend any extra money. I mean, Henderson's still on his rookie deal, obviously. Dan Arnold was not making a lot of money, so that's kind of a wash there. I mean, honestly, this move, as much as it is good for this year because of JC Horn, right, being injured and out, it excites me way more for the future. Because if Henderson can live up to that top 10 potential, then we've got him and JC Horn out there. And
locked down for 4 years. I mean, you got to think he has a 5th-year option that we can agree to. So him and JC Horn locked down for 4 years. So,
I don't see a downside to this. I mean, you give up Dan Arnold, who was, expendable, honestly.
I mean, he was on a 2-year, $6 million contract. Nothing
He's
crazy.
Not the future. He's not the future. He wasn't the future of that position. Tommy Trimble is. Yeah, at least we hope. You give up a 3rd-round pick, that's not nothing, but
no, but you're
not if you're getting a 1st-round talent back from last year.
Yeah.
I mean,
I would love to listen to the Jags fan, see what they think of this, because I feel like we just swept the rug with them. I mean, we just took this from them.
I think they were out on Henderson, a lot of them, from what I've been reading. They because of his injuries, and then this year just not all the offseason stuff you talked about, the personal issues, things like that. Seems like they were ready to move on too. So this is kind of like a win for everybody. It seems like Henderson was not going to succeed in Jacksonville. They were not going to give him the opportunity to succeed in Jacksonville. So
that's just,
I'm hoping that this is very much like the Sam Darnold situation, where he comes here to a better situation and he's ready to go.
We've kind of looked at it. Now, what type of grade would you give this trade?
I mean, I want to say A. because just for the sheer upside of CJ Henderson and really not giving up anything of major significance. So yeah, I'm gonna go A. What about you?
Exactly. A plus even, because we're getting. I like Dan Arnold, but he was like not the future. He hasn't had any significant games with us, and we're losing a 3rd round pick, but gaining a 5th round pick, and we're getting a 1st round talent from last year. Sam Darnold got more than we gave up more for Sam Darnold. Granted, he's a quarterback, and he had 3 bad seasons. I mean, it's not. I think this is a no-brainer for Fitterer. Make this trade A plus.
Yeah. I mean, and the only reason I'm just saying A period is just because of the risk involved. That Henderson has not looked good so far. The injury concern is a concern. The off the field stuff could be a concern. I don't know too much about that, but yeah, I mean, I don't want the Panthers to become kind of the home of misfit toys either. Where oh, you didn't work out there, well, send them to Carolina, they'll figure it out, unless we are the team that does figure it out with all these guys, because there are teams in the NFL where guys go and they just succeed if they hadn't succeeded anywhere else, and that would be awesome if the Panthers are one of those teams.
And the 2 teams we mentioned are teams that people go to and just never succeed, no matter their talent. Jets and Jaguars. So
yep, true. Yeah, so overall, I mean, just extremely excited about it. Fitterer is really making it fun to be a Panthers fan.
Yeah.
There's always something to talk about.
Which
makes our job easier.
I keep wearing hats because my hair is standing up on head because of that.
Yeah, no shower here today yet for me, so I'm a little flat too.
All right. We want to thank everyone for listening. If you like the show, please let your friends know. Please follow us on Twitter at MeowMix Podcast. If you have any questions or comments, you can email us at mailbag@meowmixpodcast.com. And if you leave us a 5-star review with a comment on Apple Podcasts, we'll read it on the show. Please like and subscribe on YouTube.
Yeah, we'll be back on Friday to preview the Dallas Cowboys hosting the Panthers. That'll be a fun one to talk about. But until then, everybody stay safe out there and keep pounding. Wow.